just an example. Here's another one where I show 7 is because the Declaration, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, is present inside this book. I literally took my phone, screenshotted it, each page, sent each page to my printer, printed it out, and now, because I don't have the funds, I don't have a financial support system, there's no one donating to me, hopefully just as of yet. Because my aim and my goal is to continue doing stuff like this, to get this kind of information out there. The next one I'm gonna do is the U.S. Constitution. But I felt that it was way more important to get the reason why this U.S. Constitution was written. The reason why that was written was to protect this, our human rights. So I literally just screenshotted my phone, sent it to my printer, and I printed it out. Now, it's cheaper for me to do an individual video on every individual article. And when I'm done with this, I'm gonna laminate them and put them on my wall. So every day that I walk past, I can read them all day long. So last one I posted was Article 14, video part 14. And it talked about the fair and public hearing, which is due process when you're supposed to have a trial. And most of us go and get adjudicated. They skip the due process, never get a trial. And if you're very unfortunate, you get found unguilty. If you're slightly unfortunate, you get fined. And if you are unfortunate, you get to go free without having to deal with either. Very rarely, the olive hue of our skin, of this end of the spectrum of the human race, very rarely do we tend to go free without suffering some sort of a financial or liberty loss, which everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of person, Article 3. It's a direct violation of that human right there. Anyway, so let's get into it. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't finish. Oh no, I'm on Article 11. This one's a long one. Article 11, 1, everyone charged with a penal offense has the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty according to law in a public trial at which he has had all the guarantees necessary for his defense. It means you know what you've been charged with and you have an opportunity to defend yourself against it, not just show up and they say, dude, how do you plead guilty or innocent? It's supposed to break down every aspect of when that attorney went to the, what's the term? I can't think of it right now, so I apologize. To get permission to come after you. No one shall be held guilty of any penal offense on account of any act or omission which did not constitute a penal offense under national and international law at the time when it was committed, nor shall a heavier penalty be imposed than the one that was applicable at the time the penal offense was committed. How many times did you hear the human race that's on the extremely lighter end of the olive hue scale gets 5 years probation for possession of cocaine powder, and the other side of that olive hue scale gets 25 years, 15 years. Is that not a direct violation of your human rights under Article 11? But when we say they violated our constitutional rights, no, they violated your human rights. What they did was they ignored their contract to protect your human rights, which is the Constitution. And if you don't understand where that is in that article and where this is in human rights, when you're trying to get out of these situations where there's supposed to be a remedy for it, which stated a remedy in Article 8, supposed to be a remedy. When you don't know these things, you can't get out of it. You're stuck because you're incompetent, and it's not an insult. You're a minor. When they talk about minorities, they're talking about people who are incompetent in law. That's what they're talking about. Incompetent in knowing who they are. Especially our hue, we're all Moorish Americans. When you start calling yourself African American, colored, black, Negro, and even worse yet, NIGG, you know. When you start calling yourself that, you are incompetent in law, and they can treat you like an animal, like a possession, like property. Your choice. I'm just giving you facts. You do with it what you will. I got my red turban on.